And now, the Sunday League Pundits, presented by Uber One.
Welcome back to another episode of Sunday League Pundits presented by Uber One. Uber One is a membership that allows you to save across Uber Eats, Uber Rides, and everything in between. Unlimited $0 delivery fee, 5% off Eats, and 5% off rides. Join Uber One today and get your first month free. Visit uber.com/Uber1 for details. That's the word one, O-N-E. Welcome back to the Sunday League Pundits Champions League edition. We're back again. Liam and I, the rest of the crew. Well,
we don't need him. We don't need him.
Brett's in LA.
Thinks he's a movie star.
Lucas is football manager guy.
He is a movie star.
Greg is loading wood in Rona.
He's a lumberjack.
Yeah. Well, we just exposed where he works.
I think everyone.
And Rasta, well, we don't know where he is.
Wagwan.
But let's get into the Champions League, Mr. Liam.
Yes, the Champions League is over. It's over.
Well, the group stage.
Until February 14th.
Which is very weird.
Happy Valentine's Day, baby. We're watching Champions.
You know, the other day I was thinking, I never thought I would live in a time where in 1 month we have Champions League, Premier League, and hockey and World Cup. It's so weird.
There's a lot of things going on and a lot of things about to start. I mean, hell, we're under snow now. Welcome to Canada. We're winter time.
Yep.
So
it's like here where we live in Edmonton. Apparently we had the warmest October since 1944.
Yeah.
And now it's already snowing. As soon as November 1st hit,
it was literally Halloween, about 10:30 at night, snow. It was like, oh my God. Yeah. Okay. But how was your Halloween? You get spooky?
No, I just spent it with my girlfriend.
I dressed up.
We watched Lord of the Rings.
The extended versions?
No, we did not watch the extended one. It was cheesy, yeah.
I dressed up as a woman.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I looked beautiful.
You did. I liked it. It was good.
But
you had a nice
listen,
axe.
we have Champo to talk about. We have European football wrapping up today in terms of group stages. Let's talk about who went through, who missed out, and the absolute insanity that happened in Benfica.
It feels like Tuesday. Let's go to the Tuesday matches first.
Yep.
Let's start off with Liverpool versus Napoli. This is one where I kept an eye on.
Yeah.
And I was a little bit disappointed by Napoli's performance, but like they're no longer undefeated.
That's their first loss of
Champions League,
and I believe Serie A as well. They were undefeated, but they lose 2-0 on the day. Mohamed Salah scoring the 85th minute and Darwin Núñez in the 98th minute. So it fell apart late.
Yeah, Mo Salah, he could have had a brace. I know he had a chance earlier before that. He kind of squandered it. It was a one-on-one with the keeper, and I'm like, typical Mo Salah. But he didn't find some way to score again. And Darwin Núñez, he scores a bit of a tap-in. It was very weird. It was out the corner, and then they originally thought it was offside.
Mm-hmm. I know I saw a couple people saying how flat Anfield was once again. There was a lady, I believe it was on TikTok, she said, I was sitting outside of Anfield in the car park, and usually I can hear the atmosphere, I can hear the crowd. Today I couldn't hear a thing. And for a Champions League, yes, it was already decided that both clubs were already advanced, but for a Champions League game against a top talent team like Napoli, it's a bit shocking how quiet Anfield was there.
No, I agree. I even saw a video on Twitter about Anfield. It was from a Napoli supporter. Your famous Anfield and Cup end. Silence. Don't believe what you see on TV. It's all cute scarves and one song at a time at the start. Then they sit and cross their arms like good little kids.
Mm-hmm. I think we can talk about English fans because there was a whole bunch of drama. I don't know if you saw with Arsenal.
Interesting. What happened?
We can talk quickly. There was a group of Arsenal fans who have decided they want to become Arsenal ultras. They want to bring drums into the stadium. They want to sing. They want to jump. They want to create atmosphere at the Emirates, which I think very famously has always lacked a atmosphere since moving to the Emirates from Highbury. But Arsenal fans then take to Twitter and label it as cringy. They label it as sad and pathetic. These fans are engaged with your club and are wanting to create an atmosphere at your home stadium, and you go, that's sad, that's cringy, that's a joke. Like there's a video of these fans with a drum behind the one goal. They're jumping, like they do in Dortmund or whatever. And there's a video of these people laughing and going, what the fuck? What do you mean, what are they doing? They're at a football match. Are they supposed to just sit silently?
for whatever reason, I find when like I don't know if this is society, but football, but like whenever there's something positive happening, people like to label it as cringe or corny. I'm like, people are having a good time. Why do you always have to judge?
And it extends more than just Arsenal, because I also saw a video of Chelsea in their final group stage match hosting Dinamo Zagreb at Stamford Bridge. Right before the Champions League anthem goes out, you can hear Chelsea, 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 and then the Zagreb fans overpower them.
Nice.
And they have such a good atmosphere, and then the Chelsea fans just go silent. And what is it with Chelsea, Arsenal, Man City famously? Now we're talking about Liverpool, potentially Manchester United. What's with these big clubs having these 60,000 person stadiums and not creating atmosphere?
I don't know. I feel Manchester United, like
United does okay.
I'm a bit biased, but I do find they are loud.
You
like,
also have the biggest stadium in
yeah.
the Premier League. But these massive English clubs, and there's no atmosphere at their homes ground. It makes no sense to me. You talk about Dortmund's famous yellow wall, Celtic Rangers, how good they are. Oh, away days in Turkey. Why do the English fans not create the same atmosphere? You know, why is it, corny? Why is it sad to have an atmosphere?
Fair enough. I just want to go back to the Liverpool Napoli match. The matchup against Trent and Kvaratskhelia.
Yes.
That was very enjoyable to watch.
I actually did not watch any of this game.
I thought Trent actually did pretty well against Napoli in this leg. I always tend to slag on him. I thought his defending was a bit better. I will admit at times Kvaratskhelia did get the better of Trent, but I thought Trent held his own well against him. I mean, Kvaratskhelia has been such a joy to watch in world football. You know what's annoyed me about Kvaratskhelia recently? It's we're not even at the halfway point of the season, right? And people are really linking him to Liverpool, Real Madrid, Chelsea. I'm like,
he just got here. He's 21. Why can't he have 3 or 4 seasons at Napoli before he makes that move?
Why can't he be a superstar in Serie A? Why does he have to move to Real Madrid, the Premier League? It's like, come on.
I think unfortunately that is how football works today, where there's the big boys and then the teams below them. I know there was talk. He had a quote. I grew up a big Real Madrid fan. I always watched their games, so maybe that's where they're getting the Real Madrid links from. But no, he's had a great season. I think actually that Napoli front three with him, Osimhen, and Politano, that's a very exciting front three. Osimhen's still only 23 years old, so
and the question will
I'm
be
looking
like,
forward to seeing more of him.
How far can Napoli go in this Champions League run? Because they have something special going on with that.
They do finish
team.
Top of the group with goal difference, so they will be pulling a pot 2 team. There are some very good pot 2 teams, or not pot 2, but second place teams. But to finish the group that Napoli and Liverpool were in, we did see Ajax defeating Rangers 3-1 on the final match day, which means, Wazinho, officially, Rangers Football Club are the worst ever Champions League team. 0 points, 2 goals scored, 22 against.
I can't believe I chose them to get third in the group.
But here's my question.
Yeah.
Because genuinely, if you're on video, if you're on audio, I'm so sorry. I have a Celtic mug. I'm a Celtic supporter. I don't understand. You go from Europa League finalists, the magical run to the Europa League final, qualifying for the Champions League with a fantastic result versus PSV Eindhoven, who are a good team. We watched them beat Arsenal there just a week ago. What the hell happened? They go into the Champions League and they are completely incapable of anything. Yes, they are in a tough group. Napoli, Liverpool, Ajax, 3 European good teams. But to not only to lose, but to lose in such a fashion where it was dismantling every single game. 7-1 versus Liverpool, 3-1 here versus Ajax. It's shocking. And fingers are going to be pointed at Giovanni Van Bronckhorst, and I don't disagree. He came in after taking over from Steven Gerrard, and after I believe it was the first or second match in the Champions League, he goes, my team cannot compete at this level. We're not good enough. We don't have the financial backing. We're not big enough. And he goes, well, if that's your mindset, we're not good enough, what's the players thinking? Do we even bother taking part?
Mm-hmm.
So I know a lot of people have called him out on his very defensive, like trying to not concede almost rather than trying to win. But the pressure is on Van Bronckhorst. We're not even in December. Out of the Champions League, out of Europe altogether. He's falling further and further behind in the Scottish Premiership. Giovanni Van Bronckhorst might be out of a job very quickly, and Steven Gerrard is now back available as a manager. So could we see a return to Rangers? It's possible.
Also, I mean, sure, Liverpool, good to see them getting the results in the Champions League at least after some of the they lost to Forest, they lost the leads in the Premier League, but they beat Ajax 3-0. They beat Napoli 2-0, keeping a couple clean sheets here. Honestly, Liverpool have actually had an interesting run of form in general. If you look, since October 12th, they beat Rangers 7-1, then they beat City 1-0, beat West Ham 1-0, lost to Forest 1-0, then beat,
It's weird.
Because you were mentioning it's a time for Klopp to go. I don't, if you look at those results, they're not as terrible, but they just need to be more consistent, I think, especially in the Premier League.
I don't think it's time for Klopp to go, but something has to change.
Yeah.
Something has to be done at Liverpool in terms of maybe recruitment or maybe
just patience with like the likes of Nunez and Jota.
That's the thing. He does have a lot of young talent.
Yeah.
I mean, Calvin Ramsey coming through, and there's a lot of young talent that needs to be developed more. But it's Liverpool. It's a right here, right now kind of problem. So we'll see. Let's move though.
Group B.
Canada.
Club Brugge.
Honestly, Group Canada.
Yeah, Group B was
Group Canada.
Yeah.
Because we saw FC Porto winning 2-1 over Atletico Madrid.
Guess who scored?
Ustak.
Ustak scores for Porto.
Yeah, Steven Eustáquio, the Canadian midfielder. Back-to-back Champions League goals.
Stefan Eustáquio with great form going into the World Cup for Canada. He's going to be huge for them.
Don't get injured.
Knock
Love
on wood.
God.
Oh, there you go. I mean, but yeah, that was really good to see. Atletico Madrid knocked out of the Champions League.
Knocked out of Europe.
Yeah.
No Europa League, because the other match we saw Bayer Leverkusen and Bruges drawing 0-0, which was enough for enough for Leverkusen to go through to the Europa League. I love it. I believe Maddie actually predicted Atletico bottom. I believe he did.
Yeah, and did you see the little photo of Diego Simeone? And he just looked absolutely burnt out. He just looks like he looks like a man that's been through it all right now, and I mean that's kind of how Atletico Madrid.
The thing is, the Atletico team is still okay.
It is very
Felix,
much.
Griezmann, Correa. He brought in Axel Witsel. There's the Paul who was great in Copa America. Got Jimenez in the back. You have Oblak still. I mean, he brought in Carrasco, Cunha. Like, there's some great names.
It's like Diego Simeone has been with Atletico Madrid for so long that maybe it is just time for him to go, so fresh ideas can be brought into the club. Does that make sense?
The mindset has to be changed.
A breath of fresh air at Atletico Madrid. Simple as that. I think Diego Simeone's done a lot for that club, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, move on to Group C.
Well, I'll talk a little bit of Club Brugge quickly.
Cool,
so Tejan Buchanan also advancing there, the Canadian.
Yeah.
He's playing as like a right wing back these past few games. We've seen similar for Canada when they play that back three where Davies and Buchanan are the wing backs. But I think definitely he is better in that attacking winger role. But again, another Canadian advancing through the group stage. Also on Club Brugge is Canadian Kyle Larin.
True.
3 Canadians in one group, all advancing.
Beautiful.
And I love it because both clubs, Porto and Bruges, underdogs. With Atletico and Bayer Leverkusen in their group.
And in general, you have 4 Canadians heading to the knockout stage of the Champions League.
Well, let's go to Group C because that's where the final one is.
One mention about Club Brugge. They're third in the Belgian league, actually. Genk is in first with 40 points. That's like a 7 point. Genk is doing well.
Sometimes you just overperform in the Champions League. We've seen teams do that. Yeah. But yes, let's go to the other Canadian as Bayern Munich walk away with the group of death, 18 points. We see Inter Milan finishing on 10 and Barcelona in the Europa League on 7. Final match day finished with Bayern winning 2-0 over Inter Milan. Goals being scored in that one by Mr. Benjamin Pavard, who dabbed afterwards.
I just want to say Bayern's wins Champions League group stage.
Scary.
Stupid.
Scary.
Stupid. Like, no one can beat them in the group.
And the second goal was scored by Eric Choupo-Moting, who is actually
Looking very,
having a great Champions League. He's
and now
got 3
been
goals.
linked to Manchester United. Let's be honest. The type of player you get from Bayern will not be the same at any other club. Let's be honest. I mean, Lewandowski's doing well for Barcelona, but it's not Robert Lewandowski. But Bayern Munich just can turn any player into kind of a star. They can get the best out of anyone.
System.
It's just not. I don't think it's just system. It's training. It's nutrition.
Yeah.
It's just the philosophy they have at Bayern. They just know how to get the best out of a player physically and mentally. So credit to Bayern Munich.
Barcelona won 4-2 over Victoria Pilsen. I thought Pilsen were on for a result because it was 3-2.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, here we go. Victoria Pilsen's going to upset Barcelona just to really ruin their final match day of the Champions League. But it was sealed by Pablo Torre. Does he have a different name? Let me see. Anyway, it doesn't really matter.
Group D.
But yeah, but Barca dropped down to Europa League. Bayern Munich will go on to win the Champions League,
You
probably.
think so?
I don't know. This team just rolls. I mean, was it 18 goals for 2 against in the group of death?
The question is, will they sacrifice a Bundesliga title for the Champions League? Because Union Berlin is up there, and we don't know how long.
Yeah, I can't see Union Berlin staying up there.
Really? Okay.
I would love it, but
yeah.
Group D, which was the group where the leaders of this group changed, I believe, 12 times
Jesus.
during the 90 minutes of both games. It does finish with Tottenham Hotspur going through on top, 11 points. Eintracht Frankfurt going through second on 10, Sporting with 7, and Marseille on 6. But it wasn't that simple.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't that simple.
No.
Because Tottenham, of course, it started terribly for them with Heung-min Son being taken off in half an hour because he broke his face. He had reconstructive surgery on his face.
You're going to miss the World
I don't know. He might wear a mask.
Fair enough.
But Marseille took the lead just before halftime, the 45th minute, 2 added on. So meaning Tottenham were out. Marseille were top of the group. Then, as the second half goes on, Longley scores a goal to equalize 1-1. I believe at that point it was Tottenham through Marseille. Maybe we're in third. Before Højbjerg wins the game for them in the 95th minute to seal top spot of the group. Incredible scenes in Marseille. The fans outside the stadium. Did you see any of the videos?
No.
Wild. They lined the entire street going to the stadium. Red flares and everything. It was a fantastic scene. It's unfortunate that the Marseille team does not live up to the Marseille fans because the fans are incredible. The team has not been great in Champions League as of recent years. In the other match, we did see Eintracht Frankfurt winning 2-1 over Sporting Club de Portugal. Again, though, not that simple. Sporting were winning at halftime. So they were going through. Before the second half saw Daichi Kamada scoring a penalty. And Randall Kolo-Muani scoring in the 72nd minute to put Frankfurt through in the group. Honestly, this was such a fun group at the very end because it could have changed. Any goal that was scored was a huge, crucial goal. That's what I love about the Champions League group stage, that final match day when they still are to play for. Tottenham go through, top spot of their group, which they are very happy about. Watch them get PSG in the next round. That's a Tottenham thing to do. They'll get PSG.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Not
Tottenham
an
thing to
interesting
do.
battle. I don't know how that'll be going.
Group E. Group E saw some big boys advancing. Chelsea top spot, 13 points. AC Milan, 10 points through in second. Salzburg, third, 6. And Zagreb on 4 points at the very bottom there.
When you look at this group in general, I was kind of surprised to see Chelsea top it with the way things were going form-wise. The manager change. But Milan was just looking really good in general. You look at Rafael Leao, who's really star man at Milan right now. But credit to Chelsea for topping the group. And I think that group went the way many just expected it to, right? What else can you say? I'm interested to see what the Italian clubs are doing aside from Juve as well. So
yeah, 100%. You talk about Chelsea. I mean, you look at their stats. 10 goals scored, 4 against. Is not overly impressive, but they get the job done, I guess, right? So Chelsea advanced in top spot. We'll see who they get in that next round. Graham Potter hasn't been perfect so far. We saw him lose 4-0 to Brighton, or 4-1 to Brighton.
But
Yeah, let's go to another team that
Your
concedes
team.
goals. Jesus Christ. This was bullshit. This was such bullshit. Away the Santiago Bernabeu. We had to beat the champions of Europe and VAR. Fuck off.
To be fair, Jota scored a very nice goal.
Jota,
That was a
great.
great
Why the
finish.
fuck did he not start? I don't care if he was just injured. He came on in the SPFL. He scored a goal. Start the man. I'm sorry, Daizen Maeda. I know you're going to the World Cup. Fucking bullshit, by the way.
Maybe Jota-
Kyogo should go to the World Cup. Why does Kyogo not go to the World Cup?
Oh no. Is Jota going to the World Cup?
I don't think
He should go.
A great goal. What a good
He
goal.
looked very good, honestly. I mean,
He came on for a little bit there. I was happy to see him play at the Bernabeu. But 2 penalties for Real Madrid in the first half. Both of them, okay, I guess technically handball. The first one, Mauritien's, I think slips and kind of to stop himself from falling, kind of puts his hand down and ball hits him in the hand. Okay, fine, penalty. The second one, where the fuck is he supposed to put his arm? Matt O'Reilly's just standing there, hits him in the arm. He gets yellow carded for it, by the way, which I don't even want to fucking talk about the refereeing. So it's 2-0 for Real Madrid. Before the luck gets given to us, hey Celtic, do you want a penalty as well? We're hiding them out like goddamn trick-or-treating candy. So we get a penalty. Do you think we score it? No! Josip Juranovic, who famously was every penalty he pretty much takes is a Panenka. Did he Panenka? No. He decides to smash it, and lanky bastard that he's Thibaut Courtois lays out and gets it. So we go into the break 2-0 down at the Bernabeu. It's 2 quick goals from Asensio and Vinicius Jr. make it 4-0 before we make all of our changes. Federico Valverde makes it 5-0 with a great goal. And then Jota scores the 84th minute to make it 5-1. But do you know what Jota said after the game?
what did Jota say?
He said, for the team I'm sad, but for me I'm happy. I scored a goal at the Bernabeu. I'm happy for him.
Do you see what ESPN FC tweeted?
No.
Rodrigo has now scored the same amount of Champions League goals as Ronaldo Nazario for Real Madrid. 13 goals. I mean, to be fair, I think Champions League football was a little different back when Ronaldo was playing, and I'm pretty sure he spent like 5 years at Inter, so I don't know. It's just, the competition was just different back then.
Yeah.
It's tough to compare. Different arrows as well, like goal scoring wise, right? I think there's more goal scoring in today's football, maybe, but that's...
But you know what really pissed me off about this game? It's 5-1.
Okay.
We had 2 less shots on target than Real Madrid. It wasn't like we played shit. They had 10 shots on target. We had 8.
It didn't look too bad.
We had good chances. We could score. We can't score. I think it was something. We had an expected goals in this group of 9.5 or 9.8. We finished with 4.
Yeah, actually, it's...
Like we actually should have had double the goals that we should have. But
there's positives. You didn't finish worse than Rangers.
had points.
You had points. Your goal differential is only -11, not -20. So, and of course, Leipzig beat Shakhtar 4-0.
4-0, yeah.
Slobosai scored for Nkunku, Silva. So it's
But the talking point was 20 minutes in. Timo Werner goes off injured.
and he's out for the World Cup.
He will miss the World Cup for Germany, which is a huge blow for them because I think he was actually going to probably lead the line for them at that World Cup. Yeah, Madrid goes through top spot, 13 points, 12 points. Leipzig go through second, Shakhtar on 6, and Celtic on 2.
Speaking of this group in Germany, Tony Kroos is also not retired from the national team.
Did he?
Yeah, he mentioned something like that he's not. I like.
I'd be shocked if he doesn't go.
No, he's not going.
Really?
Tony Kroos is not going to the World Cup.
Why?
I think he may have retired from the national team. I don't know if you want to search that up. But he did mention, I like the tweet. I'm trying to find it real quick.
Not go.
I won't be at the World Cup, but I'm sure that when I watch Germany's games, I will want to play. There are now players who deserve to play more, and I didn't want the time to come when they told me that it's better for you to leave. So...
Correct. July 2nd, 2021, he retired from international football. Why would Tony Kroos not be going to this World Cup?
He's won it. I mean...
That's a big miss for Germany, though, because Tony Kroos has been
definitely.
great for Real Madrid this season.
Consistent. He's been good for Real Madrid for how many years now? But we do often see that where players retire from the national team a little early, I think. So, let's move on to Group G: Copenhagen, Dortmund, City, and Sevilla.
Bit of a boring group.
Bit of a boring group. I mean, I think my two favorites for the Champions League right now this year, it's City and Bayern.
Oh, PSG.
They're weird. But
City do the job though. City just win.
I don't really want. I mean, Dortmund's whatever. I want to talk about the City game because Julian Alvarez. Wow, he's a player. He's gonna be.
2 assists on the night and a goal. He had a good night.
Yeah, I was watching the highlights of that game, and Alvarez, as soon as he came onto the pitch, he's a difference maker for his age. And
I think he started.
Oh, he did? I thought he came on. My bad. But yeah, he's only 22, and the way he just has a lot of composure, the way he's able to press players, and I don't know, he's gonna be a Man City. They're building a team right now.
Well,
Man City
played a lot of young players in this game.
Yeah.
So the first goal scorer was Rico Lewis, who is only 17. They also started Cole Palmer, who's 20. Alvarez, like you mentioned, Alvarez is only 22. They started Gomez, who's only 22. And then on the bench, they brought on Josh Wilson Esbrand, who is only 19.
I love. I mean, the first goal by Alvarez was fantastic. He kind of just went over the keeper and cheaped him. The second goal was honestly fantastic. If you're a young striker forward, pay attention to Julian Alvarez because he was able to really pressure the defender to the point where he kind of just pushed him to the ground. No foul, went on, assisted Mahrez, easy goal. It was just like, man, the amount of talent that Man City have, and it's incredible. And I thought Alvarez, I don't know why, I thought he was like American.
No.
I thought he's Argentinian. And
Dortmund do go through second, though. They got a 1-1 draw on the night versus Copenhagen. They will be happy to go through. I don't know how far they go.
Dortmund?
Yeah.
That's tough.
10 goals scored, 5 against. It's.
Go ahead.
They have talent. No one is going to deny that. I mean, of course, they had Jude Bellingham out there, who is going to be a massive sale for them this next window. You got Schlotterbeck back there, who they brought in. They have good players. But I don't know. Something's missing from Dortmund. You know what it is? Erling Haaland up front.
Up front, but we'll see. There is that World Cup break coming up. Bit of a Bundesliga break in a sense as well. So we'll see. And I'm generally, if we go to group H now?
The final group, the group that is insane.
If I'm being honest, I'm surprised Maccabi Haifa didn't finish bad as Rangers. Every time you see it, it seems like they're getting blown out, but
the tough group, I mean, but they got 3 points.
Yeah, so
they tied on points with Juventus, just on goal difference.
Jesus.
Juventus are shit. Juventus are shit. They are
sad.
garbage. They're so bad. And really, if you're looking at this Juventus team, like I went through the Juventus lineup. Chesney's 32. Okay? So he's your starting goalkeeper, 32. You brought in Bremer, who's 25, having a good season. Will he look away? Bonucci, old. Daniela Rugani, 28. Is he going to want to move away? Danilo, 31, old. Alexandro, 31, old. You got Di Maria, old. Paredes, 28, hasn't done much, I say, this season. Juan Cuadrado, old. Adrian Rabiot, 27, bit shit. Locatelli, good. Is he wanting to move away? Weston McKennie, will he want to move away? Paul Pogba, injured for fucking who knows how long. The witch doctor couldn't save him. Then I'm talking about Milik, old.
Yeah, he's actually performing. For
at
them,
least he is, but he's old. He's 28. He's shit. Vlahovic, who the fuck knows? He's 22.
Where's Vlahovic, man?
Not doing anything.
Yeah.
Got 1 Champions League goal, 1 assist. Syria, he's got 6 goals, 1 assist.
Like you look at that Juve side, and the one player that stands out to me maybe is Locatelli.
Yeah.
He had a great Euros, and of course on the bench you back from in.
Yes, but the top of the table, PSG.
Yeah.
Finished their game first. They were first place. In the Benfica game, it took Benfica winning 6-1 versus Maccabi Haifa.
Incredible.
The 6th goal was scored in the 92nd minute. That 6th goal put Benfica top spot based on away goals scored.
Incredible.
Those teams, Benfica and PSG, tied on points, tied on goal difference, tied even on goals for and goals against. Everything was the exact same. but it was based on Benfica scored more goals away from home, so they get top spot. PSG are a second spot team. Whoever draws PSG is going to be in for a shit show next round. Great Benfica!
Yeah. No,
14 points!
It's just, wow. I saw something on social media, and I don't know. It's just, you look at it, you have what? How many going through right now?
English clubs?
Based on countries right now, Champions League.
I believe Germany and England have the most.
I think Italy has 3. You have now 2 Portuguese teams, and then you have a Belgian side.
Yeah.
And two German teams.
No Scottish teams.
And unfortunately, you won't be in the Europa League.
We're not even Europa League exactly. Honestly, I would have. That's what I would have taken. Honestly, let's just focus on.
Of course, in a few minutes here, as we're recording, Man United is about to take on Real Sociedad.
Tough game.
And I just wanted to bring up United a little bit.
We talk about Europa League if you want.
Well, no, just United.
Okay.
No, in a positive tone, Liam, because I remember you made some comments about United signings at the start of the year.
All right.
All 3 of Manchester United's Player of the Month winners this season have been summer arrivals. August, Lisandro Martinez. September, Christian Eriksen. October, Casemiro.
Yeah.
It's great to see. It's
I mean,
awesome.
Casemiro is Casemiro. And I know if Brett was here, but you said he was unnecessary and he was old. Yes, I do think he was a bit old. That Casemiro signing could have been made 3 years ago, which would have been an incredible signing.
And actually, Casemiro made a comment, apparently. Premier League is stronger and more physical than La Liga.
A shock. Yeah.
But there are those, La Liga loyalists who are like, no, we look at the history.
But the thing is, the Premier League stronger.
Yeah, he says it's more physical than Liga.
I mean, I think that's fair. But I think at the same time, you could say, well, maybe La Liga has more technical ability, more quality on the ball, kind of thing. The Premier League, as much as people debate what is the best league, I think the Premier League is the best league, and that doesn't necessarily mean there's the best teams because we look at Real Madrid and Bayern Munich and how good they are. But the best competitive league would be the Premier League because Nottingham Forest could go out and beat Liverpool, and then Liverpool could beat City. It's competitive.
And Casemiro had a few more comments which were positive, and he, Casemiro, he's what 5 Champions League?
Won a little bit.
He says this about Ten Hag: his obsession for winning is what surprised me the most. That obsession for winning is something I've only seen in very few managers. So I know Ronaldo fanboys, they love to shit on Ten Hag because of the way things have gone between those two. But it's looking like it's getting better. Ronaldo's getting a few more starts, and
is he starting today?
I don't know actually. I didn't see.
Let's take a look at the United lineup as they're about to kick off versus Sociedad. Ronaldo is up top. Oh my God! Donny van de Beek!
Yeah.
Oh!
And I'm very excited because Garnacho
is starting.
Very exciting to watch. I know I made a comment in our group chat last week. Oh, pay attention, keep an eye on this guy, and Matt's like, no. He's become a really good talent.
You have a lot of young names on this bench. You got Zidane Iqbal. You got Short tier. Yeah. You got Radek Vitek, who is a 19-year-old Czech goalkeeper. You got Palestri on the bench. You got Malacia and Alonga, of course.
Just to speak up, if you want to talk more about the Europa League here.
What I was going to talk about Europa League more specifically is there are still some teams who need a result today, especially in Group C. Before kickoff here, Real Betis are top of the group on 13. Ludogorets are second on 7 points, and Roma are third on 7 points. So Roma need a win to advance from their Europa League. Of course, reigning Conference League. Conference League. Yeah. Braga are still able to advance over in Group D.
But the Europa League is looking good going into the knockout stages with Barcelona. You have Arsenal, you have Juventus, Manchester United. It's all these teams that dominated for like a decade and a half here in the Europa League. Yeah,
I mean there are some good teams going down. Champions League is so competitive. Yeah, that's the thing. So third place teams going down: Ajax, Bayer Leverkusen, Barcelona, Sporting, Salzburg, Shakhtar Donetsk, Sevilla, and Juventus.
Yeah.
There's some good teams there. there's a lot of good clubs who are able to do something in the European competition. And then I want to talk very quickly, very, 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 very quickly, in the Europa Conference League.
Oh.
Shout out to Hearts. They did not finish bottom of their group. They finished third. That's all that really matters. West Ham are topping their group. Villarreal topping their group. Nice are still top of their group at the moment. Who else do we know? Anyone else? Basel's doing okay.
Also, do you have anything else to mention?
Not really.
Okay, I just want to mention a player who's done so well this start of this year, Federico Valverde. 3-goal contribution. Federico Valverde last season, 3 goal contributions in 46 games. So far this season, 12 goal contributions, 18 games.
He's been good.
He's gonna get in that team of the year. It's gonna be interesting to see how he performs for Uruguay in the World Cup. He's gonna be a name to watch. If you're tuning into the World Cup and you don't pay attention to club football, Federico Valverde.
The goal he just scored against Celtic was very, very nice outside the box. Let's talk quickly actually about that World Cup. Because we are now in November.
Yeah,
it's this month. We are less than a month away from a FIFA World Cup. Canada will be in the FIFA World Cup.
20 days from now, we kick off for Canada.
It's insane. We're on that countdown. And what I'll say is this: if you're watching on YouTube, if you're listening on Apple, on Spotify, on whatever, this is the place to be for the World Cup. Not just Canada, but the World Cup. We are going to be live pretty much every day.
We'll try. We are going to be
content cranking out to you, both here, the Sunday League Pundits and the Kickback crew.
Yeah, we'll be doing some live streams with Caroline during the World Cup, especially for the Canada games, live from our headquarters, where Nation HQ. So
there's a lot. There's a lot of content coming out. So if you are watching or listening, please hit us up in the DMs. Send us a comment. What do you want us to talk about? What do you want to see? What is your country? Give us some stuff you want from all of us here. We'll put out content, honestly.
It's a crazy turnaround to go from club football to the World Cup.
I hate it.
You don't like it?
I hate it, right? Yeah. Because I look at the players who are going to be missing this World Cup, and I go, man, if that season could have been winding down and ending, and then you had even like a 3-week break. No, not even even a 2-week break.
It's like Thierry Henry mentioned it. He says that during a regular football calendar, there is that break between club football and the World Cup. There's at least 3 weeks to kind of recover from any injuries, to get a little bit more prepared. There isn't this time around. That's
why we see nations like Saudi Arabia. Yeah. They've already stopped their domestic league. Their players that are going to the World Cup are all together already training. Yeah. They have, I think, there's 10 friendlies before the World Cup.
Something like that. So I saw a TikTok on that.
Like they're doing that approach. Japan's already announced their national team 11. Fuck you, Japan. Fuck you. I was so excited about Japan. Even Lucas was excited. We were on the Japan hype train. Kyogo, Ryo Hatate, Daisen Maeda. Fucking just going. Why don't you bring Hatate and Kyogo? They're the best too. Daisen Maeda can just run. He's fast as fuck, boy, but he has no brain cells. Pisses me off. But
the last thing I will mention is that, have you heard of the new Brazilian wonder kid, Endrick?
Is he the 16-year-old from like Palmeiras or whatever?
According to Marca, Real Madrid have sent an official to Brazil to move ahead with the signing of Endrick.
Why not?
Because Real Madrid, as soon as there is a young Brazilian, it's like, get him now.
I love it though.
We need the next Neymar.
The Vinicius Neymar. I mean, hey, it works.
I think there was a chance where Neymar almost went to Real Madrid. I think they were interested in him.
Probably.
So.
But we will wrap things up and call it there. A bit of a quicker episode today. Bit of a I love these Champions League rundowns. But what happened?
Breaking news. Gerard Pique has announced he is leaving FC Barcelona. His final match for the club will be this Saturday at the Camp Nou.
He's leaving in the middle of the season. He's just middle of the season. He's leaving.
Apparently he's retiring. What?
You are right. His final match day will be Saturday.
I don't know how to feel about. Oh, you know why? He can't stand the fact that he might have to wear Shakira's name on his jersey.
Well, he's just
Out of nowhere.
I can see you, bye. Like,
Take care, guys. Messi, if you want to come back, go ahead. I'm done with
oh, he is retiring from football. Yeah. So he's Saturday. Jared Pique is retiring.
Who retires mid-season? Does this happen ever?
And this is from. So Jared Pique always thought he could turn things around at Barcelona, but now he realizes that it's getting harder and harder day by day. He will not force the club to keep him anymore and is starting to consider leaving. So now that was 3 hours ago posted. Now 15 minutes ago, he has posted that he will leave Barcelona and retire from football on Saturday.
Go back to when he played for Man United.
Yes.
A lot of people forget about that, but I mean, if we're talking about Jared Pique real quickly, I mean, he's had an incredible career winning.
Won a lot.
He won everything in football.
8 La Ligas, 7 Copa del Reys, 3 Champions Leagues, 3 UEFA Super Cups, and 3 FIFA Club World Cups.
International wise, a World Cup,
Euros.
I don't know if he was there in 2008, but the guy has literally won everything along like Sergio Ramos. Like,
But he did lose Shakira, so
I don't. He might have even won a Premier League.
he may have. I don't know. Let's do a Google search of Pique really quickly to wrap this up.
I don't know, because there was that time period where Chelsea was pretty good and Arsenal, only teams to really compete with United at the time.
On the Wikipedia, he won the 2010 World Cup. He won the 2012 Euros. He won the 2006 Under-19 Championship. He won the 2007-2008 Premier League, 2007 Community Shield, and 2007-2008 Champions League with United.
You know,
won a little bit.
And just to shut off, Liam, you know, weather's getting rough out here in Edmonton already. The roads are terrible, and that's why it's important if you're in Canada and wherever. It's important to have your one membership. You know, it's dangerous out there, and there are some very wonderful people who are working with Uber who want to help you out, and you know you can save $0 delivery fee, 5% off eat, and 5% off rides. I definitely need to start taking advantage of my Uber One membership, especially with how weather continues, and you know
sometimes you just don't want to leave your house to go get groceries or go get your food delivered, or even just to drive across to town. I mean, we have a Sunday League match tonight.
Oh, right, yes.
And that's going to be fun to drive to in the snow and on the ice, so maybe taking an Uber would be smarter.
There you go. Use your Uber One membership.
And check out uber.com/Uber1 ONE. First month free. But we will wrap things up here on the Sunday League Pundits presented by Uber One, Wazinho, and myself, Liam, for the Champions League review. Once again, see you on Monday for our regular podcast. Safe. Have a good one. See ya.